Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Happy Hump Day. We are on episode 50. It seems like it has been a long time coming, but at the same time, it feels like I've been doing this forever, like way past 50 episodes. So I don't know, but it's bittersweet to be at 50 episodes. Like it's very exciting. I thank y'all for those who have been rocking with me this long, who have listened to 50 episodes, because you have to be really, really locked in to be listening to 50 episodes of anything. So I appreciate y'all. So I just want to start off by saying that. So on today's episode, we are going to be discussing support. So grab a glass of your favorite drink and let's get on into it. So I know that support looks different for everybody, and some people it's just like, I guess, being there. But to me, okay, so ever since I have started my podcast, of course, I have seen those who share it, who comment on my post, different things, who send voice messages, voice notes, all of that good stuff. Of course, those who rate it or whatever. So I appreciate y'all so much. And I feel like I was telling my sister the other day, I feel like supporting somebody really costs nothing at all. Like, unless you're like buying something from them. But sometimes support really doesn't cost you anything. You can just share a post, hand out flyers, help out, if they like. So let's just say they have like a food truck or something, and somebody called out, or a business or something, and they need a helping hand. You get on the truck and you help them out. And let's just say they were like, you know what, I'm going to pay you X, Y, and Z. And you're like, no, I didn't have nothing going on. I don't mind helping. Like, it's nothing. You've done this for me. Or, if I needed it, you would help. Stuff like that. Not saying that you got to do stuff for free, if you going and helping them out with certain business things. Not saying that you have to do things for free. But some people are really just like, you know what, I'm just looking out. It's nothing. Like, you ain't gotta do nothing. Just fix me a plate at the end of this. Like, so that's all some people want. But like I was telling my sister, like, with the amount of family, and I'm not talking about like cousins, aunts, uncles, nothing like that, but you can include them. But I was telling her, like, with the amount of family, like siblings that I have on social media, every time I post something about my podcast, it should at least get like a good amount of shares based off of my family that I have up there. And again, it costs nothing. And I feel like if you're sharing other people's posts and everything that isn't really your family, or some like people that you call your family, why can't you share your immediate family? Like somebody is really locked in by blood. So that's where I'm at with it. And like when it comes to businesses, I feel like you can support your friend's business by buying a product. Or you can be like, do you need somebody to, or let's just say they're like, I need somebody to like, model these clothes or something. You can be like, oh, I got you. Like, not saying that you have to do it for free, because once the money gets to rolling in, they can pay you for that. You can be like a brand ambassador, anything like that, because I feel like you would go out here and do it for Fashion Nova, or what Shein and all of that. So it's like, why you can't do it for your friend? And yes, Fashion Nova and Shein are paying you. Once your friend gets the ball rolling with their stuff, they're going to pay you as well. So I just feel like people really go out of their way to support these major businesses, but you cannot support small businesses. Like your friends. Like I don't get that. I mean, people will break their backs and their bank account to go support these major businesses that do not know you, that don't give two F's about you. And that just made me come on to something. When it comes to supporting, why is it, and I ain't gonna put no race to this, I'm not, but why do people always feel the need to want a discount? It's like, yes, we know each other, but I don't feel like I have to give you a friendship discount. Like, support me just like you going out here and you supporting, Balenciaga. Like, no, do you ask them for a discount? No. Because, for one, who are you asking? And they're not going to give you one. So it's like, I don't understand why. And we just got to stop that. Okay? We have to stop that. Because I don't understand why you're asking for a discount from your friend, small business owner. I don't even care if they were major, like big. Everybody knew about them. Why are you asking for a discount? But you know you're not getting one from Michael Kors, Coach, Nike, Adidas. Like, they not giving you no discount, so I don't understand why you feel like your friend owes you one. I don't get that. And y'all go to y'all friend's business and be like, oh, and you feel entitled, like they need to give you something on the house. Are you going to Nike and getting something on the house? No, you're not. You're not even getting a pair of socks on the house. So I don't understand. I don't get it. I really don't. Child, I just think it's crazy. And we got to stop that. That's how these businesses are failing. And that's why I get why people prices be high as hell, because they trying to keep certain people away. So I completely get it. And I did hear that one time, like, when I was telling somebody about the prices at like a bar or something, and they were like, well, you know why their prices are probably that high, so they can keep certain people out. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, but it's like, drop them prices a little bit. So, yeah, and I feel like it's just not support when it comes to business, because it can be friendships as well. I feel like you can probably just be that listening ear for your friends, support them that way. Now, me, I have said this and I stand on this 100%. I am a supportive friend. I am. I don't care. I don't mind listening to like your relationship problems or anything like that. But what I will say is, if you keep going back to this situation and you keep coming back to me with the same old story, I mean, it's like rehearsed at this point. Like, if you keep coming back to me and you're like, oh, he did this or she did this, and I don't know if this is going on or if that is going on. I give you my advice, like genuine advice now, and then you don't use it, which most of us don't use the advice that somebody gives us. Or I should say, maybe we don't use the advice that we give others, okay? We don't do that. I know I don't sometimes, so I get it. So, yes, I give you my advice, but you go against it, which is cool sometimes. But I don't want you to keep coming back here. Like, let's just say if one of my friends' partners cheated on them or whatever, and I'm like, okay, this goes back to my cheating episode. I think it was episode 2. When I said one of the Braxtons, I think it was Tony, or I don't think it was Tamar. I think it was Tony or somebody, or the mama or somebody. But they were pretty much like, if you don't plan to leave, why even confront this person about it? Because you can confront them the first time. But after that, if you're still going to lay next to them and continue to cook their meals and have sex with them and all this, that, and the third, stop addressing them. Like, stop going to them talking about the same shit if you know you're not going nowhere. So I believe that 100%, because, and then it's like, when you're out here trying to fight the man or fight the woman, it's like, honey, okay, after you fight them, are you leaving your partner or something? Like, I don't get it, because I ain't even about to get into that. Go listen to episode 2. So, or the little cheating episode or whatever. I think it was episode 2 though, to be real. But yeah, so if your partner is cheating on, if their partner is cheating on them, and I'm like, okay, what are we about to do here? Like, are you about to leave them? Are you gonna confront them and do what you need to do? Whatever. I'm here for support now. So then you take them back, and then you come back and you like, oh, it happened again. Da 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 da. Or a girl was calling his phone, or she texting a dude, and then I tell you again, what are you gonna do? You need to do this, you need to do that. When you accepted it the first time, they knew that it was okay. Or I won't even say the first time, because yeah, first time it's just like, okay, stop playing with me. So, or don't play with me, that first time. Now the second time that they do it, don't get nobody a third to be playing in your face. So it's like, after that second time that you took them back, it was kind of like, okay, I cheated on them the first time, cheated on them the second time. Shit, they probably just gonna keep taking me back at this point. So yeah, at that point, I feel like they start to kind of lose respect for you. And they about to keep playing in your face. So I feel like you got to show them better than you can tell them at that point. So you need to get the walking on out the door. And I know it's easier said than done. I know. So yeah, I feel like I don't keep coming to me with the same story. Like, after that second time, I told you what it was, and you went back to him, and it's just like, honey, I don't want to keep hearing it. I don't want to keep hearing it, because it's like, what are you doing different? It's like, you can't keep running to me and telling me about it. And I would hate to be that friend and just be like, listen, I don't want to hear about it no more. If you really not going to change, you're not going to leave them, I don't want to hear about it. But to be completely honest, I supported you the first time. The second time, I don't want to keep hearing about it. Because if I tell you, like, okay, when you let them slide that first time, or you let them slide that first time, you forgave them, okay? They slid a little bit. That second time, when they did it again, and you let it slide again, baby, they was out here. They're going to be out here doing what they want to do, because you did not put your foot down that first time. You didn't put it down the second time. And so here we are, tiptoeing on the third, because I know it's coming. So I don't want to keep hearing about it. And I think like I said, supported the first time. The second time, these little bugs about to get on my nerves. That's outside, honey. But yeah, so supported you the first time, supported you the second time. I don't want to keep hearing about it. Some people might be like, oh, well, you're not really supporting them. Yes, I am. Because I heard about it, I gave my advice. But it's like, we beating a dead horse at this point. And no, your partner, I ain't even going to say your man. Your partner does not respect you at this point, and they about to keep playing in your face until you leave them. And you need to have enough respect for yourself to not be out here getting embarrassed like that, because yeah, no. And I don't believe in the whole, just go listen to episode 2. I'm not even about to get into it. I'm not even about to get into that. And then, like, when it comes to your relation, well, that was friendships. We're in relationships now. So when it comes to relationships, I feel like it is very, 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 very important that you support your partner. It is very important. Now, I don't think a lot of people know that, but it is very important that you support your partner. And it's like, if your partner is like, damn, I'm not sure what I want to do, like, career-wise, I feel like it's important that you, like, or let's just say your partner is looking for a job or something. I feel like it's very important that you get on that, or they just graduated college or something, and they trying to find like a job in their field, or it could be like a regular job, it doesn't matter. Hop on Indeed with them. They can be on their laptop. You can be on your phone or your laptop, and get to looking with them. To me, that's support. To me, that is support, that you looking with them. you encouraging them, like, let's just say they have some interviews, they don't hear back, encourage them and let them know, like, something is coming. Like, hop back on Indeed or whatever and look for them. Like, ask them, did they do follow-ups, and how did the interview go, and do stuff like that. I feel like that's major. Like, let your partner know that you are in their corner. That is very important. And not a lot of people do that, I don't feel like, but I'm single, so what do I know? But yes, that is very important. Or let's just say they have like a business idea. They trying to start their own business and they running stuff by you. Give them honest feedback, but don't tear them down. And a lot of people, I feel like, will shit on you, you know. And this goes back to friendships too, and this goes back to anybody, honestly. Some people will shit on your ideas. It could be like a really good idea for you, and you have to understand that everybody's vision is not your vision. It's not. So if you feel like something will work for you deep down in your spirit, and you feel like it's for you, I say go for it. I say forget what this person thinks. Now, if it's your partner, I feel like if it's like a money thing, like let's just say you got to dip into the bank account a little bit, because you know you got to invest in yourself. So if you got to dip into the bank account a little bit, I feel like, of course, you need to talk about that. Don't listen to me when I said forget what they're talking about. Especially if y'all have like a joint account, like emergency fund or something. I don't even know if you should dip into the emergency fund, but if you feel like this is something that you really, really, really want to do, I still feel like you need to talk to your partner about that. But especially if you're going into that joint account and getting that money. Don't be like, what was their name? I think her name was, what's her name? Terry? I think that was her name on Soul Food, when her man took the money out of the account or whatever. And yeah, I feel, don't be like them. I make sure you tell your partner, like, okay, this is my, and for one, I feel like before you even just go to them on some, I'm about to take money out the account, and you expecting like a okay or whatever, you need to, like I said, when you have these business ideas and you go and you pitch it to them, you need to have, not saying that your whole business plan has to be 100% perfect, because it does not, but you need to have like a clear vision of where you're trying to go. So you can tell them, this is what I want my name to be. This is what I want to do. This is my goal. This is how much money it's going to take to get this business started. And yeah, you got to have stuff mapped out like that, because you just can't go to somebody and be like, oh, this is what I want to do. I need to take money out of the thing. Like, no, I need to see everything laid out. I'm a planner, okay? When I do my podcast, I put notes on my board. I have 2 boards, okay? Dry erase boards. I put notes. I have my topics laid out on my phone. Like, I'm a planner. I have to have stuff written out. Like, that's with everything. Stuff got to be written out. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you just got to have a clear vision. Communication is everything, especially when it comes to support, relationships, businesses, everything, like communication. So I feel like don't shit on your partner's dreams, okay? Just try to see where they're coming from with whatever it is that they want to do. But remember, everybody's vision is not your vision. And I feel like I have to work on this also when it comes to criticism and all of that, because sometimes I can be like on defense. So I gotta work on that a little bit. But it also depends on who it's coming from or where it's coming from, because you know, some people, I mean, you kind of know who's coming from a genuine place and who's not. So I feel like it's all about that, because some people now will try to shit on what you got going on, or yeah, we'll try to shit on what you got going on, and it could be a bomb ass idea, and I feel like you have to be careful who you share your ideas with. You have to be careful who you share your ideas with. Now, somebody told me recently that they were the reason that I have my podcast, or I decided to start my podcast, which I've had this conversation with a few people, but those who know that, like I said, or I don't even know if I said this up here, but we're on episode 50, so it's like, fuck it. But me and my best friend, or my best friend and I, you had like deep conversations. I mean, talk about everything. And so we were always like, these will be some bomb ass podcast topics. And I don't know if we ever said that we should do a podcast together, but I feel like if we somewhere down the road are like, you know what, we should do a podcast together, it will be a bomb ass podcast, because I am very comfortable with him. He comfortable with me. And we done had our little falling outs, everything like that. But he knows that I used to always talk about a podcast, and then we used to talk about one together. It wasn't on some, oh, let's get on the phone and talk about a podcast. It was more so like, we're having these deep, genuine conversations where we're just talking about anything from relationships, life situations. I mean, everything. I don't even know if we talked about mental health, but I've seen him at his lowest. He's seen me at my lowest before. So it's like, yeah, we done been through some things. So it's just like, from those conversations, it was just like we would have a bomb ass podcast if we ever decided to have one. So for the person who said that they were the reason that I have my podcast, or well, let me not say have my podcast, that I started my podcast, that was a bunch of bullshit. I don't even know if they listen to my podcast, but it is what it is. But yeah, that was a bunch of BS. And I'm real big on, like I said, you gotta be careful who you pitch your ideas to. Now, mind you, I don't remember pitching any ideas. I really don't. But you just gotta watch out for people. And honestly, I don't want people around me in my circle, nothing, who I have to watch out for. And I pray, listen, when I pray, I always pray that before I continue on with this episode, depending on the platform that you are listening to my podcast on, hit that plus sign or follow button to keep up with each and every episode. Also, if you really support me, in the description box of this episode, hit the listener support link and work your magic. We are going to go ahead and get back into the episode. The Lord removes anyone and anything that is not meant to be on this journey called life with me. I pray that He removes anyone and everything that is not going to add to my peace. I pray that He removes any distractions and anything like that. I also pray that He removes anyone and anything that does not have genuine intentions when it comes to me. And I'm telling y'all have to be very specific in these prayers. Okay, you have to be very specific, because I feel like that genuine intention is very important. Because you will have people around you that are wearing a mask the whole time, I'm telling you, that is trying to drag you to the mud or drag you through the mud. And everybody knows that you have those people that will support you to a certain extent. Because when you start to rise up a little bit, they are going to try to find a way to drag you back down. Not saying that this is that person, but I'm just saying, like, people, if we being realistic, people only want to see you doing good. People want to see you doing good, but not better than them. So they will try, and this goes back to, and I think I spoke about this on my episode. One episode, I don't know which episode, but I think I might have spoke on this on the friendship episode when I was like, everyone is not your friend. But this is the same person that was like, I wanted to start a YouTube like a few years ago. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. And it's crazy because I'm kind of like, now I can just get on the mic and look like whatever. And I probably should have did that with YouTube, but I feel like people like to see you. Me, even when I get on YouTube and listen to podcasts, honey, I am not looking at them people. Like, I am, unless it's like I'm chilling in my bed, podcast is on the big screen. But other than that, like, if I'm at work or I'm like moving, cleaning, and I'm listening to a podcast, it can be on YouTube, but I'm not watching the people. So some people are just like, some people want the visual, and some people are just good at just listening. You know, audio. I don't know why I said listening, but audio. Some people want the visual, some people want the audio. So I'm either or. But I like to do a lot of things, so I'm mainly just sitting my phone down, doing whatever. That is another reason why I don't like to FaceTime. And I know I'm all over the place a little bit, but yeah, that's another reason why I don't like to FaceTime. I don't want to hold my phone. And when people be like, oh, you can prop your phone up, I don't want to do that either, because I might not even be in the camera, because I pop my little AirPods in and I sit my phone down. And then if you have really talked to me on the phone, like really, really, out of that phone conversation, let's say if we're on the phone for an hour, there might be like 4 to 5 times where I'm like, where's my phone at? Because I sit my phone down and I just do whatever. I don't like to FaceTime. And people want you to sit there and stare at them. Like, no, baby, I want to do other things. So I'm going to watch TV. And then now you're upset because I'm not staring in your eyeballs. Like, no. So, so yeah, I did want to do YouTube back in the day. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. This was like before my podcast, but I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I was just like, you know what? I want to start a YouTube, and I need to look into cameras. And yeah, so I think I was at Walmart one day, and I was like looking at cameras, and I was on the phone with them. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to do YouTube though. So I don't know if I need to invest in this good ass camera. And then it's like a waste of money. And yeah, I don't know. So they were like, well, maybe you should start on your phone. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, you know, that was some good advice, which I was thinking about starting on my phone anyway. Because it's like, do you really want to buy this camera and it's not be something that you really, really, really want to do? And now you got to sell this camera or see what you about to do with this camera. So, I was telling them, like, you know, you work on cars and other things. Like, you could do like a family page since you have kids and all this and that. So I'm like, yeah, you know, people get on YouTube for anything. I mean, if you like a heavy gamer, you can get up there and do, I think, what do they call it? Gameplay? Yeah, I think they call it gameplay, because when I really, really get stuck in a game, which I hate to get on YouTube because I feel like I'm cheating, but you can go up there and do gameplay so that people can see what to do on a part that they're stuck on, or like on the mechanic side, you can show them how to fix a radiator or something, like change their battery or change a tire or anything. Like, you can literally get on YouTube and type in anything, and I'm telling you, it's up there. And I said, which I wouldn't mind getting into, like, I call it ASMR, okay? But I guess it's, what is it? ASMR or something? But I don't like that. I don't like that. I like saying ASMR. But, so, yeah, you can get on YouTube and do anything. I would love to try ASMR, like, be whispering, something like that, or clicking and all of that, because people will listen. And I thought about, like, rain sounds before, because I'm a person where I love to sleep to rain sounds. I love tornado videos. Um, what else? Like, what else do I like listening to? I listened to the ocean one night. Like, yeah. So when I had went to the beach one time, I think it was raining, and I thought about, like, recording, but I couldn't sit my phone out there. So, yeah. I thought about doing that because, I don't know, or like listening to the waves and whatnot, because I could hear them from my room. So, yeah. Um, so yeah, I feel like that would have been good. So I'm giving him suggestions, and you can make money on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, this, do mechanic stuff every single day. Excuse me. So you will have content to record every single day. Or even if you at home and you even if you're doing like a paint job, or you're telling somebody like that they need to put this coat on first, how to wax their car. If you have made it this far in my podcast, thank you. And I'm going to assume that you have already hit that follow button for my podcast to keep up with each and every episode. And I also am going to assume that you have already went ahead and clicked that link for the listener support to support my podcast. And we will go ahead and get back into the episode. So yeah, I feel like as far as like on a mechanic side, that he would have had a lot of content. And like I said, has kids, so you could have had like did like some family content and all of that. So he was like pretty much that he thought about it and all of that. So he was like, but he needs to find him a camera, right? So, and I think I already said this on my episode about I think it was in like the friendship episode, but I'm saying it again to get my point across. So, so he was like, he needed to find him a camera. And I'm like, why don't you use your phone? So he's like, oh, well, I don't want to start from the bottom. And so I did not like that comment. Like, that comment did not sit well with me. And it didn't sit well with me because it was like, okay, you told me to do it on my phone. But when I tell you to do it on your phone, you say you don't want to start from the bottom. So it's like, okay, you wanted me to start at the bottom, but you didn't want to start at the bottom. Like, that's what I took from it. So I sat on it for a few days because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. So I had to ask my sister, like, do you think I'm tripping? Because such and such said this, and I felt this way. Like, do you think I'm tripping? And she was like, no. So then I had to get another opinion. I'm a person where I like to get multiple opinions. Just when I feel a certain way, I have to get multiple opinions to make sure that I'm not tripping. Because, yeah, one person could be like, no, you're not tripping, da-da-da-da-da. Then another person could be like, yeah, you are. So I like to get multiple opinions. So the other person was like, no, you're not tripping or whatever. So I'm like, okay, because I really didn't like that. And it made me look at this person funny because I'm like, okay, you kind of give me vibes like somebody who wants you to do good, but they don't want you to do better than them. So when I talked to him, I was just like, you know what? That comment did not sit well with me because it's like I just said, you want me to do good, but not better than you. Like, for you to say that you don't want to start at the bottom, but you suggested that I did, yeah, it didn't sit well with me. So he was like, no, I didn't mean it like that, and whatever, and all this, that, and the third. But I never looked at him the same since. Like, never. So it's like certain things that you do or you say to me and I take it as, shady, and I know that I'm not tripping, I can't come back from that. Like, I cannot, and I feel like you have to keep people in your corner and in your circle that fully support you. I don't care what it is. Like, they support you. They want your best interest. They not on some. They know that it's enough money out here for everybody to get it. Okay, and you on their team. If they get it, you get it. If you get it, they get it. I think I said that right. Yeah. So, yeah, it's enough money out here, and it's like different industries. We just gonna say like the beauty industry, like, or cosmetology industry. It's a lot of money out here. I feel like just help each other out. Just help each other. Anybody, just help each other out. And I get it. Like, everybody wanna one up somebody, but it's like, if you can help somebody out, do it. Why we in competition? I don't get it. And people will beat their own people down just to rise up above them, and I just think that shit is crazy to me. That's why I appreciate, and I shouted her out in my first episode, but I appreciate the girl that helped me, because I seen that, I think I was on like Apple Podcasts or whatever. I seen that she had a podcast, and I think it was called Kinks with Kiki. So I went up there, I checked her podcast out, I liked it. I like a little freak here and there. So I went and listened to her episodes. I liked them. And then I was like, damn, I've been thinking about starting a podcast. And then somehow, some way, I don't know how, but I found her on Twitter. So I was like, damn, I really want to inbox her, but what if she doesn't respond to me? Like, that's what I was thinking, but shit, I just inboxed her, and I was like, I listened to your podcast, I really like it. How did you go about starting your podcast? And she was really, really nice. Like, gave me the rundown on how to start my podcast, and here we are. So I really appreciate her, and that's support right there to me. Like, I supported her. She supported me and gave me the rundown. Excuse me. And here we are. Now y'all get to hear my amazing voice, my amazing thoughts, and all of that good stuff. So support goes a long way. I don't feel like I said, it's a lot of money, and people have different ideas. And I was kind of thinking, like, how you might hear people say, damn, everybody got a podcast these days, and everybody want to get their opinions out there, and everybody feel like they this and they that. It's just like, we all do not think the same, honey. Some of us do, some of us don't. Okay? If I want to get up here and talk my shit, that's what I'm going to do on my platform. I'm going to do that. And if anybody feels some type of way about that, sorry, not sorry. Like I tell people all the time, don't take nothing personal. Unless I say your name, like I'm really coming for you. Okay? Don't take it personal. I do story times up here on things that have happened to me. I have a lot of story times, okay? So, things that have happened, and okay, you might be in the story. I'm not going to ever put your name out there unless I want to make it personal. Unless I really want to be like, Josh had me fucked up when he da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not, it's never that deep and never that serious. It's like, I've grown, I moved on, but I'm going to do my little story times, because what I'm talking about, I have to include the story times in there. Just like I just told the little situation that happened with the dude. I didn't use his name or anything like that. So, yeah, if you take something to heart that I say, that is your own personal business. You can email me and we can talk about it. Or you can hit me up on social media. We can talk about it. Or whatever. I don't know about letting you come up here and tell your side of the story, because it's not that serious. It's not that deep. And it's never on anything like that for you to even tell the side of the story. But, yeah, so when I was on YouTube one day and I seen like, damn, everybody got them a little podcast now. You know, I see couples got a podcast and famous people have podcasts on YouTube now, and I'm just like, oh, everybody wants to talk. But then I was just like, Risha, don't even be on that type of time, because you have to remember, when you started from episode 1, somebody probably was like, okay, here she go with a podcast. Like, so yeah, it's just like, it's enough money, enough of everything for people to get out here and do what they want to do. If you want to get into hair and makeup, because if we're being realistic, not everybody does hair the same. Not everybody does makeup the same. Some people can give you that natural look where it looks like you don't have any makeup on. And then other people, it don't look that natural. So it's just like, yeah, and then some people specialize in natural hair, some people don't. So it's like, it's enough money out here. Come on now. It's enough money out here. I love listening to people podcast. I recently came across a great podcast. I think I told y'all about it, and I'm so upset that they're not doing any more episodes, because I love them. They were amazing. Like, I love podcasts. I really do. I'm really on it heavy now because I have my own. But yeah, so I just feel like, going back on topic, be mindful of who you have in your corner. Be very mindful. It's people out here that will plot on you right in your face. They will listen to all your ideas, and they will probably go out here and try to do the shit themselves. So, yeah, just be very careful. Only tell a little bit. Never tell a lot. Okay? I don't even know if you should tell them. But then again, it's just like, who wants to be around people they can't really share ideas with? You know, it's kind of like, I shouldn't be around you and then be like, damn, I don't know if I can tell them what episode I'm thinking about, or tell them what I'm thinking about saying on my podcast, or a guest that I want to bring on my podcast. I don't know if I should tell them this, because next thing I know, this might happen, or I don't know. I don't feel like you should be around people like that. Don't be around people that you got to tiptoe with. You can't really be your authentic self. Like, I don't feel like you should be around people like that. And yeah, it's enough for me. And like I said, pray on it and ask the Lord for guidance, like, to remove these people, honey. And it's crazy, because when people stop hitting you up, and you know, people just fall back out of your life, or you no longer think about these people, and you're like, damn, I ain't heard from such and such in a minute. Like, I hope they good. You can reach out to them and make sure that they're good, and you can just be on some, oh, I was just checking on you, I ain't wanting to, enjoy the rest of your day. You can just make sure that they good, but that is the Lord removing them out of your life, and you need to allow it to happen, because that's what you prayed for. Don't pray for something and then go against it when it happens. We can't do that. So yeah. Another way to support your friends, like I said, you can buy items from them, okay? You can buy items to support them. You can be that listening ear for them when they pitch an idea to you. Be honest. And that's another thing now, when it comes to people that you gotta watch. They could be like, oh yeah, that idea is real good, or something like that. Whole time they hate the shit. But at the end of the day, it's whatever you want to do. That's why it's important to get multiple opinions. But do not go out here dragging your ideas across your city. Okay? And when I say that, I mean the whole city should not know what you're about to do before you do it. Because to me, that's how somebody else is going to go out there and do exactly what you want to do, because you have talked too much. So it's like, that's why they say move in silence. But I mean, somebody close to them got to know something that they want to do. Or you have people that's just like, shit, I'm going to do what I want to do. And all of that. Like, I really want to start writing more, which I need to. I keep saying that. But I really need to start writing more. And because I do good or great with my erotic stories, okay? I was at, where did I go? I went to like a day party, or when the Derby, I think it was like it was the weekend before last when the Kentucky Derby was on or whatever. I went and I watched that, and I started writing an erotic story. I don't really know how I feel about it yet, because I was given like a lot of backstory, but I don't know how I feel about it. But I need to start back writing more, because my goal is to publish my work. That is a goal of mine, to publish my work. So at one point I was doing like a cover, how the cover that I would want for my book and all of that. So I was like, sharing it with my friends and trying to see what they thought about it. But yeah, I just got to go with what I like, what I think would be good for me. And like I said, everybody's vision is not your vision. What some people think doesn't look good looks good to you, and I feel like you got to go for it. You got to do what works for you. If something doesn't feel right in your spirit, don't do it. Don't do it. Do what makes you happy. And just feedback is important, is good, and you got to know how to accept criticism, which I am kind of learning. I'll be on the fence, like I said. I'm working on that though. So just be mindful of the company you keep, and if you're going to be that supporter, be supportive. Be supportive. Sometimes it doesn't cost you anything. Share a post, word of mouth, and I feel like, I don't know. I just want people in my corner now that want to see me win, want to see me do good, just like I do for them. I feel like we are all on social media every day, for the most part. I know I'm up there every day. So I try to share my posts every single day. Share my posts. I try to, make sure I share my podcast every single day on every platform. If my friends have a business, like my best friend was thinking about coming out with hoodies and shirts and all of that. And like I told him, I said, honey, let me know when you get it going, because I will share it and I will buy one. I will buy one. And till this day, I will still do the same thing. I will do that. I want to see him win. I forgot what he was going to have up there, but it looked really good when he showed it to me. And it's important to not let your friends forget their business ideas. I mean, you have like little distractions, but get them back on track. Like, remind them like what the bigger picture is here. It's okay to get, I'm not even going to say it's okay to get a little distracted, but it's okay to have your fun, but look at the bigger picture. And like my friend that had got my hoodie for me, that has my podcast stuff on it, I love it. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna say I hate that it started to heat up, but yeah, because it's a hoodie. I can wear it, can't really wear it though, because it's heating up outside. So yeah, but I do want to get like shirts and all of that with my podcast stuff on it. And yeah, I appreciate everybody that supports me. I really do. I appreciate y'all for sharing my stuff. Word of mouth, I appreciate that too, even though I don't know, I'm not there. So, but I appreciate that. My streams have been going up. My followers have been going up. I appreciate all of you, and I'm pretty sure you can tell in my voice how genuine I am, how appreciative I am. Appreciative was about to twist my tongue all the way up, but how appreciative I am of each and every one of y'all. We are on episode 50, y'all. Episode 50. I feel like this is major for me. I could cry. I'm a super emotional person, but I really, really, really do appreciate y'all. And I think this was the perfect episode for episode 50 support. Oh, Lord. And it's crazy because I had no idea what I was going to talk about for episode 50, but the Lord just brought this topic to me. And again, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I really, really do. I said I need to start going to like little business things, events, and getting my podcast out there. It's a few people that I do want to reach out to as far as my podcast goes. So I just see my podcast blowing up and doing amazing things. I know stuff like this does not happen overnight, so I don't expect it to, but I just know it's only up from here. I'm blocking out any negativity, anybody that is preying on my downfall. I'm blocking that all the way out. The Lord has me covered. So I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. I cannot say that enough. But I do appreciate you guys. And I thank you guys for rocking with me. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Make sure that you guys click the link in the description box to support my podcast. Thank you guys for rocking with me to episode 50, for rating, sharing, all that you guys do. I really, 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 really thank you guys for all of the support. I can't say thank y'all enough. But I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.